How's it going, everyone? This is Kay, and I know many of you weren't able to pull for Castoria during the 5th anniversary event. It's painful, especially seeing all the Castorias on support, but don't lose hope just yet. She will return in several banners, so in this video, I'll break down all the times Castoria will return and mention some alternative servants you can use to 3-turn farm with arts without having your own Castoria. Unfortunately, the next time we see her will be during the 2023 New Year's GSSR banner. Now, I understand some players may not count this as a official banner since it's paid and not free-to-play friendly. Obviously, you have to spend money in it. But this GSSR will definitely allow players to obtain her, though it's risky since you only have one shot. Also, the banner she's in isn't exactly the best to choose from, since you have 4 pretty bad servants like Ilya Semiramis, MHX, and Murasaki, but she is with some amazing ones as well, like Kama, Rider Vinci, and Zerker Sashi. Chances in pulling her is very low with a 12.5% of getting her, so definitely keep your expectations in check. But if you have nothing to lose and want to risk getting her through the GSSR, then it's definitely possible, as a lot of people did some of the servants they want through previous GSSRs, myself included with Arjuna Altar. Caster Artoria will officially return as a rate-up servant you can pull for during next year's Lostbelt 6 chapter. There will be 2 parts. First banner will feature Morgan along with the other Fairy Knights, but banner 2 will feature Castoria, so start saving now. Lostbelt 6 should arrive early June of next year, and Castoria's banner will be about 2 weeks after Morrigan's. This banner is the best opportunity you have to get her, otherwise you'll have to wait till 2024. There's still more opportunities to get her though. Castoria will return in another GSSR during the 6th anniversary event. This time around, you'll have a higher chance to getting her, as she's with only 4 other servants. Again, with all GSSRs though, keep your expectations in check, and of course, if you're free to play, then this banner is meaningless. Although $15 isn't too expensive, so if you play FGO a lot, I do highly recommend it. 20% chance of getting the most broken support in the game isn't too bad. Another GSSR opportunity will be the 2024 New Year's event, and again, you'll have 20% chance of getting her through this. Although Reynes and Shi Huang will be in the same banner as her, so both are pretty good as well. So as of right now, the last banner to summon Castoria will be the Download Achievement campaign. Expect this in 2 years though, so quite the wait. Castoria will have raid-ups with Fairy Knight Tristan and Gawain along with Percival. In summary, you'll have 2 raid-up opportunities to pull for Castoria and 3 GSSR banners. Your best bet is to save for Lostbelt 6, as it's only a year away, giving you plenty of time to save up. But next year will be brutal, since Tamomovich and Oberon, 2 amazing supporters, will be released next year, along with Melusine, who is also out next year too. Now let's talk about some alternatives to 3-turn farm with arts if you don't have your own Castoria. Obviously, the teams won't be as strong compared to having your own, but it'll still work amazingly well. All of these involves using support Castoria though, but if you have a Waver and Space Ishtar, you can actually 3-turn farm most content without needing the plug suit. If your Space Ishtar is at NP2 or higher, you actually don't even need your own Castoria anymore. Again, having your own is better, but as far as alternatives go, you're basically set. The best substitute is Tamamo, since she can buff like crazy, especially in arts and NP damage, but because she lacks an NP charging skill, you'll need a Waver or Reynes. Tamamo and Nero Bride are one of the best combos to use with support Castoria, and with them, you should be able to 3-turn farm most content. This really depends on your CE and servant that you have. You'll need a K-Scope. Max Limit Broken isn't really required, since if you have the 20% NP of pen skill, you'll have 100% starting NP. Your CE choices will be restricted severely, however, but Helena and a Waver can work well, but your damage will severely be weakened. Hohenheim and a Waver can work, but again, damage is really low, and if you're really desperate, a Helena and Hohenheim is sufficient on low to mid-level nodes, but your damage will be shit. As a reminder, your DPS servant really dictates your team and setup. As an example, Space Ishtar with a Waver and a support Castoria, along with a 2004 Mystic Coat, is all you really need to 3-turn farm. But if you use Berserker Musashi, who really depends on overkill to charge your MP, then you're going to have to adjust your strategy, where she may require the plug suit and maybe a stronger support like a Tamamo instead of Hohenheim. And of course, there are other servants like Rider Vinci who relies on MP charging from support a lot less, since she herself can charge her own Noble Phantasm gauge significantly through her own skills. There are a lot of other DPS servants in FGO that can work with only one support Castoria. I already mentioned Space Ishtar, Zerku Musashi, and Rider Vinci, but Kiara, Lancer Melt, Rider Mordred, Chen Gong, Sieg, Anastasia, and Summer Jean, along with many others, can work wonderfully if you have high investment supports like Tamamo, Waver, Reynas, and this really depends on your Mystic Code equipment as well, and of course, Craft Essence. Those DPS servants that I mentioned were among the top tier arts loopers in the game, so they can definitely work as long as you have good Castoria substitutes. Now, if you're really struggling with 3-turn farming, you can always use Arash. I mean, if you're facing Lancers, then no luck there, but Arash has been one of the best suicidal servants. That's harsh to say, but it's true. Because he eliminates himself from the field, you can bring in another support or bring in another servant, and then you could finish the second and third wave with a Castoria and other support servants with your main DPS. So basically, Arash can eliminate the first wave for you. Overall, it's really demanding in terms of setup to 3-turn farm with arts without having your own Castoria. And if you have a Musashi, then again the CE restriction really limits her, so no Black Grail, you'll have to use a max limit broken K-Scope or a regular K-Scope with a pen skill, but it can be done. The best servant, honestly, that gives you the most flexibility is Space Ishtar, so if you have her, that's great. A lot of alternatives will require waiver though, so I hope you chose him as your free SSR. If you didn't, don't worry, we'll get another free SSR in the future. Moving away from arts though, you can still 3-turn farm with Skadi and quick teams. They're still really good. Just because Castoria and arts is number 1 now doesn't mean you can no longer use Skadi. Support may have her a lot less now, but don't worry, an update to the support system will arrive in the future, allowing you to choose between 3 support setups in your friends list. This means there will be a lot of Skadis to choose from in the future. Also, just a quick reminder, Vitch is coming out next year, and she will be the queen of Buster supports, and Busters in general will be another 3-turn farming alternative. So if you have the right servants and CEs, there's another option too. So despite Castoria being a completely broken servant in FGO, there are alternative servants and CEs you can use to clear high difficulty content and 3-turn farm, but as a reminder, you will be restricted heavily and there will be less flexibility overall. But arts isn't the end all and be all, right? I mean, you can still use quick teams, you can still use busters in the future, so just have fun with this game, even if you don't have your own Castoria. She just makes life a lot easier, that's all. But comment down below to let me know if you pulled Castoria during the 5th anniversary event. If you didn't, are you going to risk getting her in the GSSR or her raid up? Let me know. Special thanks to all my patrons and sponsors. If you want to support my channel, check out my Patreon or channel membership. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more Fate content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord server. All links are in the description. Have an awesome day, everyone. Till next time.